Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News, baby dolls. We are witnessing weekend scam manipulation from some evil entity in crypto. Could be one of the exchanges, could be Wintermute, could be Wintermute's incest cousins that we haven't heard about. One of the scammers out there is very typical for cryptocurrency industry. We're going to be going through a lot of juicy news. Charlie says we're still early. We got Michael Saylor hinting at more Bitcoin, and we're going to talk about Rektember. Rektember, worst cursed month in crypto. It's always bad. It's always trash. And the time it's good. It's not. It's just like, oh wow, you went up 3% instead of dying. That's what we've got coming our way. I'm going to go and show you the monthly candle. It's deeply red. Deep red. Very interesting because it's August. And it's a red candle, but it's not that red. It's very, very easy. We could like save this in the last 2 seconds. But what's going to happen now is Rektember going to do another red candle, another 2 red. Man, what a total scam. Well, Fred, look, this whole cycle's been a scam. Firstly, in 2017 and 2013 and 2021, you can measure the number of red monthly candles, right? Which I've made videos here for you. 2013 and 2017... they were considered amazing free money crypto cycles. But no one knew it was free money because no one knew what the hell they were doing. Because people were like, oh, I'll throw in my $500. Okay? It was exceptionally rare for people to say, oh, I'm going to save money in this stuff. Let me throw in 6 months of my living expenses. It was a very uncommon if you saw somebody do that. Most people threw in their $500 to 2,000 or 3,000. And, you know, that's why you hear a lot of stories. People made like, 50 to 80x on that. Anyway, from Donovan, DIY Investing, shout out to you, Mr. Crypto Coffee. A lot of people, friends, yeah, they threw in like, maybe they threw in like $2,000 and they literally just made like an 80x on their money in 1 year. But people thought like, oh, I'm really early to this asset class and everything's going to be good. Everything went down 99% after that anyway, right? In those years, 2013 and 2017, it was pretty much free money. It was free money. A lot of the big KOLs you see as well, a lot of people made money. They're still from that era, right? So they had 3 red monthly candles in the year. 3, yeah. You had your March, your September. It was like 2 or 3, wasn't it? Yeah, it was around there. And there might have been a scam one in like January or something, okay? So you basically had 2 or 3. Yeah, I think you did have 3. In 2021, the scam year, it's where Matt's government, China, President Winnie the Pooh, he banned Bitcoin, and it was just total scam year. We had six red monthly candles, right? It was absolute abomination. That's what happened, right? So this was like a terrible one. You had, here you go, April, May, June, Rektember, and then you have November, December. Literally just a total scam. 6 out of the 12 months were red. Now, unfortunately, this year, this is where it just broke my heart. Like, we hit 2 red monthly candles used already by March. We're like 2 out of the 3 used already. So if we have a 3rd one here, and then we have a 4th one in Rektember, what's that really mean? It just shows you like, okay, we're not as good as 2013 and 2017. But we might not be as bad as 2021. Hopefully, we do continue to pump up from here. Now, this weekend scam manipulation, what I'm going to do, friends, I'm just going to go down to a smaller time frame. Some might say it's quite racist, this time frame, but, it is what it is, friends. We're going to have to deal with it. Get some white friends, okay, if you're feeling a bit racist. Let's go down to just to show you the 3-minute, friends. Just show, this is typical. This is literally, friends, crypto does this all the time. It's just total scam stuff, okay? So, actually, I'll show it to you, right? So, Bitcoin goes down here. If you actually check on Twitter, everyone's screenshotting Bitcoin down to like 110,000. But it depends. It's so typical of what they do, right? They literally, see, look at this. They knew, oh, everyone here has a level here. Everyone stops around the here. And then Bitcoin was up here. They go, you know what? Let's just send it through the stops. They does it all the time. So that would be interesting, right? So if Bitcoin does that, it's a free long. It's pretty much a free long. You put your stop here. So what is it? You're risking like a $4,000 move. And then maybe you're going to go for like, this move. You might say, but Tommy, that's such an easy trade. No, because a lot of people, right, they might have been longing here. They get stopped out. They come here. They go, oh, let me get long here. It's done. It's come back for the retest of this part. Okay, I'll put my stop. It's stopped out again, right? So it comes down to that timing. It's just not really worth it because if you're spending your time doing all these like homoerotic day trading stuff, trying to be winning, unlike Jams win, you're pretty much going to find yourself in a bit of a doozy that you've been wasting the whole cycle chasing 1 or 2 like people who you really respect and love on Twitter when really they're just, you know, maybe they're either really, really good at traders or they're just larpers, friends. That's another thing as well. I mean, Zach XBT, he made this like striking post back in 2021. He goes, look, one thing I can tell you from literally stalking just about every single person's wallets in crypto, 9 out of 10 people are absolutely full of crap. They are larpers, liars. They're just fabricating stories when it comes to their trading results. He goes, 9 out of 10 of them absolutely do not make money. They're all full of crap. They're all lying. Don't ever believe it. And he also says something like, whenever you see someone new, so for example, a lot of people seeing like Gainsey appear on Twitch stream, like Jack XBT will always say, yeah, I always check people's wallets and I find out they make their money in other places, okay? But the thing is, right, you got to imagine, friends, this is what happens, right? Naturally, people, they'll talk about their trading stuff because that sucks in new people, because there's like, you get a positive dopamine hit, I guess, if you're talking to a crowd, because they're like, oh, trade up, trade down. But then they didn't make their money like that, because you can't make an audience saying, oh, I'm an insider and I got into this ICOC deal and you can't get in. They don't talk about it. It's kind of funny, friends. Actually, Gainsey himself pretty much even said, he goes, look, everyone thinks I'm poor. I'm not poor. It's probably worth like, you know, anywhere from 10 million low end to like 30 million. He's just like larping as poor. And he said like, yeah, he goes, I more than made up for all my losses. He goes like, I basically made a stupid high, enormous amount of money from 2 seed deals, ICOs that I've been given into. He goes, I just don't talk about them because it's not funny. He goes, it's funny for everyone to think that I'm losing and stuff like that. So just interesting, friends, how people paint these personas. Pretty much means a lot of what you see, people are just fake. That's another word of saying people are fake. They don't have a persona, or this isn't this, or this is this. It's fake. What other word are you going to call it? Basically, they're showing you a facade of what they think you want to see just to respond for whatever reason, you know? But that's the whole life we live in, right? Especially on the media of the social status, otherwise known as social media. This is the Bitcoin dominance, fans. Even with the weekend manipulation, Bitcoin dominance has ticked down. So what I'm going to show you, right, even though we are getting scammed with these evil market maker manipulators, which is totally standard for cryptos, like happens every second day, okay, Ethereum has held up super strong. It's actually ticking up to $4,800 as we tick on through. So yeah, Ethereum fans doing up really well. So we have obviously Bitcoin scamming here, but Ethereum fans, if you check out its time, a little chart, look at friends. Ethereum, I mean, check it out. It's like retraced half the move already. Okay, bang. Okay, you can also see ETH-BTC, friends. They tried to do more scamming on it, but look at this. It's still way up. This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. So we're good to go, man. We're actually good. This is super bullish. So what these market makers do, friends, you got to understand, like, it depends on your perspective. If you have jams win 3% deviation liquidation points, you're going to get wrecked. Okay. But if you're trading price action, like, you know they're going to manipulate. They basically test an area for you. That's what they do. You can see it. That's how you see it, right? So the exchanges, the market makers, they test an area for you. They basically be like, hey, let's just clean out the long. Let's just clean out the short, the support, see what happens, right? So when they clean it, you know, is there an enormous liquidation, or does it wipe everybody out and then it comes back, you know? If it wipes everyone out and comes back, you've got a strong area, don't you? Especially if this thing keeps going up, okay? That's obviously for meth head. So remember, the Bitcoin dominance is doing very well. It's down to 57%. Personally, for me, friends, so my nipples are tail spinning right now. I think they'll keep tail spinning to about around these just 50%. Let's just say 50%. You know what I mean? Like, I hope we kind of like get here, and then like maybe there's a wick down, and then like everyone thinks it's over, and then we go for double bubble alties. Man, I really hope that happens, man. Double bubble. Oh, that will be great. Friends, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't take it home, by the way. Okay, I bear no responsibility for this. I just personally feel like this. Okay, this is how I'm seeing it. All right. If we get only, so this is around 50%. Okay, this zone here, you can see it from this level, this scam zone here. Okay, yeah, it's around here. So all right. So if we only get one alt season and then there's a bear market starting, I am not going to be worried, because I am very confident that the next bear market will be shallow for altcoins. It will be way more shallow. That's what I feel. By the way, Trump will still be president. He might do some more stimulatory stuff. There'll be a new US Fed, whatever it is. Okay, I don't know how it's going to work out. Don't ask me for the stories. I'm wearing a Pokemon hoodie, and I've got a panda bear, state-of-the-art bear disguise, okay? So I just think that the next bear market would be shallow, all right? Famous last words, right? No bear market shallow for altcoins. But that's what I feel like. If we got Altseason Wave 1. If we got crime season, which is Altseason Wave 2, like I got a feeling this one will be mega crime. I got a feeling if we got crime season Wave 2, God help us. Okay, just get out. Don't take a risk. I'm like, oh, but by the way, it's like, oh, you made a lot of money now. There's actually no reason to hold, pretty much, because you've been long this whole way, okay? If we got, so Altseason Wave 1, we're fine. If we got the actual Altseason Wave 2, I mean, like, this is ETH-BTC, maybe it ticks up 0.07. Like, this is, I'm thinking about Ethereum $13,000 or something here, friends. So, if that happens, hopefully it coincides with a lot of, obviously, alt-season stuff and stuff out here. But I got a feeling something with AI and or something with a similar BitConnect Ponzi will be the poster child for crypto. I think we'll end off with something like that, okay? Hope it's not MicroStrategy, by the way. I don't think so, all right? But you never know, friends. People change. As bull market comes, like friends, you know, everyone, if you're a guy, you know this, right? Well, even girls as well. Some people, friends, when they get a bit of alcohol, totally different person. Totally different, right? Some dudes, when some dudes drink, they just like, man, it's game over. You know what I mean? Like, shirt off, start pouring drinks all over them. So, like, gets absolutely sloshed. A bit of alcohol. You know what I mean? If I have alcohol a lot of the time, you know what I mean? I'll just start passing out. I'm like, man, how do you do it? Why are you getting all toey over some alcohol, right? So everyone reacts different, right? And why it's important is because of the dopamine hit. You just don't know. Like, friends, you don't know what Michael Saylor is going to, like, change in his policy when, like, say, the king of Saudi Arabia sits him down and says, Michael, you will get 72 virgins in heaven, Habibi. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know how Michael Saylor is going to react to that. Does he go home and go like, you know what? Give me every bond you can get. I want $100 billion of that bond money right now, Laura. You know what I mean? Like, is he going to say something like that? You don't know. You know what I mean? By the way, the guy's got no off button. So I'm just showing you, fans, like, and by the way, that's just him. What about all the other people and all the other names we don't know? So, you know, we haven't even got there. You know, that's probably the most important part from all this. We haven't even got there. And, you know, are we definitely going to get there? No. But come on, man. It's Donald. Come on, bro. It's Donald Pump. His whole family's in. You know, it's crime season. This is the Ethereum chart, friends. I want to show you that Ethereum right now. This is the CME Ethereum. Okay, it's at trading at around 4,700. It's going to be around here. It's kind of funny. Like, there's this wick stuff here, and yes, it's going to open up around this 47, 46, 4,800. So hopefully, you know, we're good to go from here. That's all we need to see. We did see the big capitulation wick. And yeah, it wasn't even that big. Just get used to it. It's tiny, actually. This is total crypto, still moving its way. Hopefully, it gets above 4 trillion. Oh, man, it'll be great to see it go to 10 trillion. Now, friends, we are moving into Rektember. It's just funny. Here is the global liquidity fractal. Friends, isn't it funny? Look at this. Isn't it amazing? It's meant to be correlating up. And what do the market makers do? They start setting it down. They just keep testing everyone. They get seeing how many bids are there. How many bids are there? So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. It's total guessing. Everyone still says, you know, everyone in the world pretty much has a 150 to 200K expectation by the end of the year. But it's kind of funny if it's not. We still don't know how it's all going to play out, man. Are we going to get there and everyone's going to move their target, or is everyone going to get bearish? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. If we get there and everyone's bearish as hell, it means we're going to run into next year. This is Sol ETH, friends. Sol ETH. Funny, it ticked down a bit on this drop. It's doing some weekly chart here, and everyone says, like, oh, well, it's stopped. It's stopped. So maybe it's stopped, or maybe it hasn't, because, you know, there were periods on the way up where the candles got smaller and smaller as well. So we'll see. We'll see. What does Soy ETH do as Ethereum comes up? I've made some, friends, absolute cracker videos here for you. Friends, you want to be bullish on stuff? You watch Tomley, covered by your friend Tommy. Tomley is ultra bullish on the economy. So this video...
What's up, baby?
Wow, so many cracker moments in here, friends. So Tom Lee talking about AI and companies and like just showing you, I'll just give you a sneak peek in there, friends. So Palantir, obviously Palantir is evil deep state antichrist technology. But what they've actually built it for to do, it's the ultimate AI black box. That's the reason why Palantir is trading at like 100 billion market cap, when like 30x. Is one of the most overvalued in the stock market history. Because what it can do is, and it actually has done this for companies, they're not allowed to say who they are, but these companies can confirm. They've spoken to Tom Lee. He goes, I just can't tell you who they are. They feed it the employee sheets. You just send it your lawyer contracts, accounting contracts. You feed it what time everybody logs on to work on all the databases. everything everyone has in store, every single piece, all their conversations, everything in the company, what you're hedging with your staff. Like, hey, finance dude, like send the summary of all your actions in the past 3 months, send it to the ChatGPT. I mean, the Palantir. It takes all of that and it spits out for you how to make money. Yeah, and the company was losing money on their company, losing money on their hedging. So they were hedging with a commodity. They were actually losing money for the past year. And they threw it into Palantir, the AI, and it spat out these recommendations. And they go, we don't know why I did these recommendations. We just did them. Now we're profitable. Yeah, and our hedging is correct. Which is it's insane. I'll give you an example for the hedging stuff, friends. So there could be companies. Let's say you have to hedge with oil. Yeah. Let's say you have to hedge with oil. Maybe the Palantir said, hey, the oil hedge is not enough beta exposure for you. So if oil drops 10%, you only make 10% on your thing, and it's not enough to cover your profits. So maybe what you should do is should buy oil with some leverage thing on it as well. Right, so or buy puts on the oil. Okay, buy the puts. Don't put on an actual short position. Buy the puts, because if oil goes down that much, you've got to make a leveraged hit move. You don't want to, like, so for example, if oil drop, I'll just give you an example, right? If oil drops like 10%, you make a bit of money, but not enough. Okay, you got to buy the puts. So if you buy the puts, maybe your put only comes online after oil is down 8%. Okay, so pretty much if oil's down 6% or 7 or 5 or 4, your put is going to expire worthless. You're not going to make any money. But Palantir probably calculated, or the AI goes, yeah, you shouldn't actually, that's not what you need it for. You need it for, like, if oil goes down like 15 to 20%, then you've made so much, your hedge is completely, you know what I mean? Like little stuff like that people don't even know. And it was just one of many examples as well. So this type of this black box stuff. But remember, the government is using this. It's deep state technology, by the way. They're from 2003. Pretty much been working on this for a long time. They basically have everyone in America, every government employee, every person's information of everything. Everything you do, your Facebook logins, whatever literally every single thing. So you just type in someone's name and it gives you every single thing about every person. Everything, right? Who could be in your family tree? Who do you speak to? Who even likes your photos on Facebook? So yeah, it literally gives you the ultimate database. It's for literally, friends, metaphorically, and probably physically for the government, just sticking their nostrils up everybody's butts. But, that's the way the world's going, right? Let's play some PUBG music. So I know they've had a bit of a scam manipulation weekend, but who gives a crap? Okay, so I want to show you as well, friends. So ETH-BTC as well is doing really strong. So even though there's been a little bit of a scam manipulation week, like Ethereum holding up super strong, man. Look at this. This is still Ethereum on the monthly. This is a sign that Ethereum wants to go up, and it doesn't matter what Bitcoin does. Okay. See how altcoins are all holding up well? That's wonderful. What I'm now going to do, keep it family friendly. Let's look at the OTHERS-btc chart. OTHERS-btc, friend, this is crazy, right? So even though Bitcoin tried to scam everybody down, OTHERS-btc is still green for the month. It's pretty much destined to go higher. We've only done 2 green in a month though now. So we still have a while to go before there's any sort of euphoria. Traditionally, we have had a cycle end when there was 5 green monthly candles in a row. 5. So like, you never know. I know Rektember could be Rektember, but it could be just Rektember for Bitcoin. Right, it could. And altcoins are just strong on the OTHERS-btc. It could be that, but we'll see. Check it out now. So scammers like Wintermute are manipulating Bitcoin over the weekend. Only the exchanges know which scammer market maker is doing the evil acts. Yeah, man. So you can't put him in jail because there's always someone new that comes up. So you just use it as like a signal, right? You go, oh, you tried to scam, manipulate it down. We're retracing the price action back, etc., etc. Michael Chad Saylor, friends, Laser Eyes, has hinted at buying more Bitcoin. So he's actually made a tweet, and he's actually pretty much, yeah, man, he's gone for it. So he says Bitcoin is on sale, and he's got the orange dots. Whenever he posts the orange dots, it means he's purchasing the BTC. It'd be kind of fun if he bought the actual top. Like someone found out they were sending it to sale, they just dumped it right after him. But yeah, we'll be watching, friends, the MicroStrategy, the Bitcoin Treasuries NAV. the NAV. So how much technically is the Bitcoin worth on these companies' balance sheets? I've got to remind you as well. So this owning a stock with Bitcoin on their balance sheet is not as simple as buying Grayscale's ETF for a discount, because their only job is to hoard the Bitcoin. So when they got taken to court for scamming and grifting, and when they had to take the SEC to court for also being evil scammers, there's only one thing that they allow them to do, which is redeem the Bitcoin, sell it on the market, and close the gap. Okay? When you're a company stock, it's different. Okay? So what I'm telling you is there are companies like Empery. Okay, if you just type in here, so for typing friends, Empery Digital, they are trading below NAV. See, 0.789. So the Bitcoin on their balance sheet is worth $85,000. However, if you buy their stock, you can't do anything, because you need a large amount of stock, and now you can vote, and then you need to politically motivate the other shareholders that they should pretty much close the gap. And how would they close the gap? They'd take the Bitcoin and then they'd go to the open market, sell it on the open market, right? Get the profit and then pay out those shareholders. Now, each company is going to have its own process. Maybe they want to do that. Maybe 5% of the votes is not enough. Maybe you literally need 51%. Maybe you need 51%, and then maybe it's a tax event. Maybe they don't want to do it. It's a tax event anyway. Maybe they don't make as much money. It's just, do you see what I mean? So we got to work through a lot of these, and I got a feeling in the next bear market, when this happens, you see a lot of these companies with bad NAVs, where we'll just see everyone realizes, oh, this is why we're never in stocks, because your vote doesn't actually count for crap, bro. What are you even in stocks for? This is just gonna make crypto at the end of it look really, really, really good, man. But yeah, it's not, like I said, it's not the same as Grayscale, friends. It's totally different, okay? Because stocks are annoying. They have salaries. They have companies, and maybe they don't want to sell it. Maybe they're like, oh, taxable event or whatever, So, yeah, we're going to see probably people go through a lot of that. But you never know. Like, there's going to be a point where they just get really, really, really cheap, But, like, you just got to think as well. As the NAV gets low, because this is another tough part, okay? Stocks, they could go low as in terms of, like, a stock price. The NAV could go low because the market is front-running the future of what it thinks about Bitcoin's price. Okay, so like it could sell off, like a stock could sell off 30% because they expect Bitcoin's price to be down 30% in the next 6 months or whatever, or the company is basically like, running out of business and stuff like here. So, I guess in the next bear market, there will be some companies that are going to be really, really, really good buys for this discount. Now, it's kind of funny. I'm just assuming they're all going to have negative NAVs anyway. It's kind of funny. A lot of people, that's not the norm, by the way. That's not the norm. You hear about it on the voices. Everyone who's survived here, we go, because all the survivors were like, dude, we all know this is going to have a bad ending. But most people are not saying that. Most people are saying, no, this time it's different. The market is pricing it, that we're going to keep accumulating more money and borrowing stuff. Yeah, we'll see. Here we go, friends, as well. So the crypto market sentiment has turned bearish as everyone acknowledges September is a scam month. We call it Rektember for a reason. So what I'm going to do now, I'll show you some Uncle Bobby as well, and I'll just show you the table, the famous table of the returns that we can see. So this orange box, now I'll highlight it in green, which is anti-red. This is the Rektember month in history. Okay, so the average is minus 4%. This is for Bitcoin, right? We've had 2024 and 2023 were 2 green ones in a row. That's why everyone's like, oh, September's trash, but now we've had 2 green in a row. So you got to remember, September every year is a scam, and look how green they were. Oh, plus 4%. Wow, congratulations. Absolute poop. You know what I mean? So September's like usually a horrible trash month. So we don't have much expectations for it as well. What can we do? Nothing. By the way, for everyone new at home, because there are other new people here, just because we think crypto is going to be bad next month or tomorrow, we don't sell. Okay, we still hold. Because we think that. We don't know that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, I kind of see a cloud in the distance. Let me go tell everybody, let's cancel the whole birthday party. You don't go do that. All right, mate? You know what I mean? You just don't know. And a lot of the times you could be wrong too. and something can go down, and then it might just revert back by the end of the month. So we don't play that game, okay? That game is very, very low odds. That game is for cucks. People who play that game, 5% win, 95% lose. The 95% think they're smarter than the 5%. They keep getting wrecked. They lose. They put other people's feet in their mouths. Okay, they're sucking on the toes of the Soylana vape cabal. They're subscribed to Orange's Discord. They're copy trading Pupsy, People Face Kid, and they're getting wrecked. And they're going to Twitter and they're just worshipping LA vape cabal. And their accounts and they're just getting closer and closer to bankruptcy. Because they keep getting told to click around and trade and try to guess the next move. But that's, they're gonna have to learn, right? And they will learn. They've chosen the hard way, which is sad news for them. Uncle Bobby has acknowledged that September is a scam month. And now we have here Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby has a Liberty Swap finance emoji. Here we go. Wow, Uncle Bobby, check you out. A Liberty Swap emoji. Never do that. Also, just having fun. He's just a joke, okay, friends? So Uncle Bobby doesn't like PulseChain, doesn't like Richard Hart. But also just to show you as well, Uncle Bobby sold a third of his Bitcoin on the bottom of the Trump tariffs at $76,000 BTC because he doesn't like Trump. Because he really thought, I don't like Trump. I don't like this administration. They're like playing with fire. They've cracked the economy. You know what I mean? And they're like, boop, up only. You know what I mean? So I'm just telling you, sometimes our biases creep in because he grew up in a different time. Uncle Bobby's a boomer. He grew up in a time where the news anchor came out and they're literally saying, I give my kids 3 cigarettes every morning with their cereal. You know what I mean? Those types of days, back when everything was black and white and gray, and you have the horse and cart and carriage, and everyone's like, oh, let me drop some uranium in with my Cheerios for cereal. That's how my doctor recommends it. Back in those days, friends. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a different time. It's a different time. Times are evolving. Times are changing. He doesn't respond to strong, anti-politically correct stuff out here. They don't like that. They think, oh no, that's messy. Like, let's go back to JFK days where everybody's holding hands, right? That's just what it comes down to, right? So we got to do our best not to let these biases creep in, right? So Uncle Bobby, September seasonality is not good for crypto, and the weekly cycle is at a pause phase. But one thing is super clear. We're now at the most opportune phase of the 4-year cycle. The phase where things historically get silly, really silly. So at the rate we're traveling, friends, extended cycle, okay? But if you go back to every cycle, for 90% of the way, you go, oh, it's going to be an extended cycle. Then there is an ignition, okay? There's some news that comes out and the price action is ready for it. As in, like, when the news comes out, it just, like, super ignites everything. And then we start the parabola. Okay, not the bowler, the parabola. Okay? So it starts to shoot everything super fast, and that's where you go, oh my gosh, things are getting super excited. That's why everyone thinks, oh my gosh, it's just getting started, but that's the beginning of the end. Okay? Because you've gone from, oh, we're going to go from an extended cycle. So you're moving up like this gradient, and something happens, and you go, boop, and you start going like that, right? But if you live a day-to-day, it doesn't look like you're going parabolic at all. It just thinks like you're going bolic. I mean, the perfect example I could show you, it's such a cracker example that I could show this to you. What I'm going to do now, friends, we'll keep it family-friendly, okay? There's a bit of racism going on out there in the world, and I've got to stop it right now. So it's obviously got to do with the Ethereum price. What I'm now going to do, I'm just going to show you, this is the 8-hour chart, okay? 8 hours, right? So Ethereum goes up here. Now it's $380. Look at this price, $380. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you as we go and move along. Do you see how Ethereum's stuck in a range? Look, it goes up, comes back down, you think it's over. But I want you to just pay attention to, look, you can't tell that it's over. Look at this. Look at this, friends. Oh, up and down. Look, it resets, everyone. Keeps going, keeps going. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you this. You go, whoa, see, this is it, friends. This is it. This is it. 3rd of January. See the ignition? Bang! See what I mean? And that's where it starts. But you can't tell. By the way, it's January, right? And it was just correlating with Bitcoin here. Okay, ETH-BTC was still like pretty much poopy. Then it has a big reset, comes back down. What I'm now going to do is see this big move happens, you have a big reset. See, you're like, oh, we had a big reset, and now here we go. So I want you to just take an appreciation for, see how it just looks like a bunch of red and green candles? You just have no idea where this thing's going to stop. You got no idea. Look up and down, up and down. Oh, okay, let's go up here. Look at this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is it, friends. See, this is it. Now we're entering April. By the way, this is the end. But you can't tell. Look at this. It's just going up and up. You're like, whoa. See what I mean? But like, you're looking at new percentages, friends. Like here, you're at 3,400. Now you're up another 25%. But see here, right? This is literally the end. It's been 4.5 years. We're still down from this point. You see, there was no warning signal. Hey, where's the big indicator that comes out tells you it's all over? There's nothing. That's it. We're still, all our altcoins are still destroyed from here. May 2021. The only way you have any inkling of catching that is you have to put a monthly chart. Okay, you have to put the monthly chart. Because on the monthly chart, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a 6. See, this is in 2017. But if you go look at the one we just looked at now, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green monthly candles. And the 7th green monthly candle was Ethereum 2,700. It still went up another 60% after that before collapsing. That's wild. That means your portfolio, if it's altcoins, would have went up another like 2.2x. If you sold on the 7th green monthly candle, it flicks up 2.2x at the end. You would have felt like the biggest idiot, by the way. So it's not so easy, is it? It isn't at all. Okay. Morgan Snakes Bank, otherwise known as Morgan Stanley. Some call them Morgan Soy. They have interviewed their customers, friends, and they've shown that 82% of their customers don't hold any crypto. So Tom Lee aside this, right? It seems we're still early. This is interesting, yeah? Literally 82%. So people who have no interest in crypto, some interest, hold or use crypto is only 18 in 2025. It used to be 13. Now it's 18. But still 82%, man. That's wild. And they're banks. It's people who like have money, use money and stuff like here. So yeah, man, hopefully we get to see a big parabolic move up for that. Now, friends, let's change a bit. Let's go to some PulseChain core coin prices. Everything's dune. Everything's poop. People are redeeming their PDI for 0.58 cents, which is 0058. We have Hex, Pulse, PulseX, nothing really. We can't do anything. So it's just got to wait and wait forever. It's been forever. Business cycle sucks. Yeah, been 33 months dune. Hopefully the reading on September 3rd comes out just showing us that we're all going parabolic. This is funny, friends. We have the pulse soy ratio. It's actually ticked down. It's only 12% here because the log chart. This is what the linear chart looks like. That's like how bad it is, man. That's how much Soylana crushed PulseChain. Literally crushed it to the floor. This is from the launch, June 2023. Check that out. So another way to look at it, friends, you check this out. Man, that's wild. This is PulseChain launch. So PulseChain is down 95% against soy. So PulseChain has to do 20x and you just get back to launch price. 20 or 30x. So that's what happened. That's markets, man. That's markets, friends. We can always pick the cherry pick thing that wins, but what you'll find is, this is what you'll find, right? You know, a lot of the people cheering Soylana, they didn't get in when it was early. Yeah. They paid like between 80 to 150 bucks for it. Go ask them. Go check them. Okay. They're just assuming in their mind they're going to get like another 10x. They assume they're like definitely getting a $1,000 soy plus from here. You know what I mean? So why? Because they've gone all in. That's why. They've taken their whole portfolio. They go and now they adopt the mantra. You're assuming no one got in at this $8 to $10. There are people who obviously got there, but all these people cheering for it, they don't. They're top buyers. That's what happens, friends, in everything. That's what I'm telling you. Even with PulseChain, like there's gonna be people with Hex who buy it at 20 cents. They're gonna be telling you it's definitely going to $2. And then you end up gonna finding out, like, man, I hope it does, but like, you know, you needed to go at $2. Like, you're buying at 20 cents. You know what I mean? I hope it does. Like you, if you bought Bitcoin at 100K, I hope it goes to 200K for you. You know what I mean? Like, and like, if you're buying it at 100K, like, you really needed to go to 200K, right? And it can still happen, but everyone's biases and stuff creeps in because they eventually, yeah, man, not everyone can handle it. No one can handle being pretty much like ETH-BTC going down and down and down and down. Friends, I hope this thing just goes and rockets back up all the way here. Do you understand how embarrassed the whole industry is? It's kind of funny, fans. People are saying that everyone's long Ethereum. Still, it's kind of funny. No, bro. I'll tell you when people are gonna like jump back into Ethereum as a weekend. Probably 0.06 onwards, above the spot ETF price. Okay, that's just something that I think is gonna happen, but we're still a long way from there. So we'll see how it move this into this September month. We got the weekend scam manipulation price action, but you never know. Life's full of surprises. You know, is September really going to get wrecked? Could be. I'm just saying. Okay, what if it's... By the way, friends, you know, August is a trash month too, right? Okay, how's our August gone? You know, it has been pretty trash for Bitcoin's price action. It hasn't moved much, but look at the Bitcoin dominance. Look at Bitcoin dominance in August, friends. Here we go. Actually, it ticked down here, and it's ticked down again. Quite interesting, right? So that's why I look, man, from the deepest part of my groin and my pointy elbows, I'm telling you now, man, the biggest amount of weak friends. I know the game, bro. This is my game. I know the game. The most amount of weak hands are long Bitcoin and they're long soy. Okay, I don't care if you don't like it or not. Go suck a fat one, bro. I'm not going to shut my mouth. Okay, by the way, every chart says that. It's not just me. The charts say that. Go look at the poly market odds. The most optimistic retailer crowd bets for the cycle are Bitcoin's price target for the bull and Soylana. And the worst price targets, where the lowest odds to go up, Ethereum. 16% of people think Ethereum is going to hit $8,000 this cycle. 16. Amazing. 16, bro. That's less than a 2x away. 16. And do you know how many people are going to think are going to hit $1,000 soy? 60%. Yeah. Right. So I'm just telling you, man. Like, you know, by the way, I hope it will hit. I want them to hit. It's just that all I'm telling you is once upon a time, Ethereum got cucked and the world showed no mercy to it. No mercy. It wasn't like, oh, we're all still going to win, right? Yeah, that's what we thought happened. Didn't do that, bro. The market went, you know what? You're going to cop it, and you're going to cop it really, 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 really hard. You in particular. Maybe everyone wins in the cycle. I don't know. I think, look, man, even if Bitcoin's weak, friends, I got a feeling we're going to, like, the market's going to come basically for Copen. I think it's going to come for the Copen, for the Craptos, Willy Woos, for the Michael Saylors. It's just, look, man, you guys just won for way too long. It got to your head. It got to your head. You called for 90% Bitcoin dominance here. Copen's still calling for 70%, 70%, 75%, 80%. You know what I mean? Like every step of the way. That's what markets do, man. That's it. It gets, well, by the way, okay, remember, friends, Bitcoin conference. They all rocked up Bitcoin conference. The Bitcoin conference, okay, such an abomination. Instead of inviting Vitalik, who, you know, friends, Vitalik was earning $1.50 an hour to write for Bitcoin Magazine in 2011 to 2013, $1.50, bro. He was literally, friends, he was spending like 6 hours a week writing. He was literally earning $7. He co-founded Bitcoin Magazine, okay? Like, you got to understand, and they won't put him at Bitcoin conference because it's Ethereum. We don't accept any altcoins, okay? So what do they go do instead? They go push the Tether CEO, literally pushing CBDC, government trash, tentacle, psyops, Trojan trash into crypto. They put Tether, and then they went the dirty route. They even invited our favorite Uncle Peter Schiff. You know what I mean? Keep the ladies all the way at the back. Got to show your ID to get in, right? He likes them young. He likes the apples very ripe, as we know, right? But like to invite someone who was saying you deserve to go to zero every time it went down and kick you when it was down instead of Vitalik. You know what I mean? Like, I think this. Look, friends, I don't control the universe. Okay, I just put my ear close to its chest just to see, you know, what's going on. And what I'm feeling is Bitcoin dominance. I don't know what number it'll go to. Okay, I don't know that. But it will go down to the point it makes them all capitulate. And I don't know what that capitulation looks like, but we'll see it. All of them. Not one, all of them. Look what it did to Ethereum, friends. ETH went bad to the point Vitalik capitulated. He was frantic, changing to Milady, changing to this, changing to that. Vitalik. Okay, so someone's going to... look, I'm telling you now, it's going to make them capitulate. Don't know what form it's going to be. We'll see. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you soon.